I will just have a short Q&A. I'll just like to invite the speakers in the morning session. Bob Gill, can you please come on stage? Dr. Ashok. I believe Milind Kulkarni has left. He had to catch a flight, so he's not there. From STIAG, Mr. Dirk Tietke, please. From OSIsoft, Ramanji and Dinesh. And from Bharat Forge, Chetan and Profil. Who is going to be the first one? You.
This question is for Mr. Tietke of STIAG. You didn't touch upon the transmission and distribution losses during power supplies. How do you actually overcome that?
Yeah, here in India we are with a good development team also for new software, for new applications for software, and of course that is also a very interesting part of the whole picture if we talk about power supply. And I think for this specific question it makes really much sense to go directly in touch with our developers, which are also here, because I think they have some of news which are not propagated at the moment to the market, but we are working on this issue as well.
Good afternoon. My question is to Ms. Chetan on the Bharat Forge. How are you prepared for the defense manufacturing? And if you are not already participating in the manufacture of defense, what is your roadmap on the defense manufacturing for Make in India program?
Under defense? Yeah, the first thing we did was to start with components. For example, the barrel, which is the very important part of the gun. So we proved to the country that we can locally make a barrel with our own steel, our own heat treat technology, our own fabrication technology. So like that, we are having a roadmap just to indigenize. Then we added some more content. So this is how we are trying to make. It's not easy to start replacing the imported item with the local one. The good news is so far the barrels that we have made have gone through all the firing trials, etc. So it's a good news, and we are hoping to get more and more orders. So I think that's just the beginning.
But the orders which are already there from organizations like GTRE for the engine forgings, we haven't seen much of a headway in that.
Yeah, we are working with GTRE to develop a local
almost 4 years now.
Yeah, exactly. It takes time. A lot of approvals.
That's why preparedness asked whether you are accelerating the manufacturing process with all the new value.
Yeah, I cannot give you a date when we will be able to roll it out, but we are seriously working on it. There's a group working on it. At Bangalore, we have a R&D center working on the turbine design and the research and development behind that.
My name is Srishti. I'm from Tata Steel. My question is from Mr. Ramnas. Actually, we are also using this kinds of intermediate servers to take data from other plants, and then we use those data for our analytics and diagnostics. But a very basic problem we face that whenever so many tags are configured in the intermediate server, if any of the tags get wrong or corrupt, the whole connectivity stops through that particular intermediate server. And one has to go and check manually and remove that tag or correct that tag. So is there a feature in your Pi server which takes care of this kind of problem?
So there are a couple of things here, right? When we say data, we do two things. One is we guarantee the data is available to the end user, and we believe in something called no loss of data, right? So what we do is, in this scenario, you got to place the interface or the connector close to the data source, right? Which supports store and forward, right? Let's say if you lose any of the connection, the data is stored there and streamed back to Pi, and there is something called stale tags, right? Sometimes you don't know if the data is stale at some value, or if the actual instrumentation is wrong. Yes, we have some process to figure out how to identify that, right? And I will be happy to take this offline and share that information.
Okay. One more thing. In analytics, is there a provision of real-time prediction? I mean, once we develop a prediction model, then we can use that model. But we have the data coming every day or every time, so is the model gets refined or retuned like it happens in machine learning? Is there a provision for that in your server?
So the way it works is we don't do any, we are just an infrastructure, right, a data platform. So let's say if you're using some kind of machine learning, let's say from Microsoft Azure, so what you can do is you can do forecasting there, right? And you can change the model depending on, let's say if the weather goes bad or something changes, and you can create these models, which changes with the confidence level, and you can bring that forecast models back to Pi, and now you have the record what is that been forecasted and what the actual thing is. And again, you can see how much is it deviated. So something called backcasting. Take the difference back, put it to the forecasting, and improve your forecasting on the go.
Raman, in the first question, at your end, the exception is not handled properly, I think. See, once the tag is, some bad tag is there, and if this tag leads to the complete breakdown, because I think your system is installed in KPO, in Kalinganagar, okay, and there this problem they are having. So please have a look into this.
We will definitely, we can stop by during lunch and look into it. Yeah.
I'll take the last question, if there is one. This will be today it will be the last question, okay? It won't be like yesterday, okay?
My name is Sanjeev Kumar and I am from Tata Steel. My question is to Mr. Milind Kulkarni, but I could not see him. It's an open question.
Now you can get the question, I can get the replies from him.
Yeah, anyone can also answer. So there are many condition monitoring packages available in the market. And in Tata Steel, we have some of them like SKF, Immersion, and IBM, PMQ, so, and Bentley also. But see, overall, these systems have, they are standalone systems, and our operator or the person needs to be trained on those systems. So, is there any way to integrate all these systems into a common platform where because we have one maintenance team which can see these all systems together into one HMI. So like you have different DCS systems which talks within along with each other with OPC or some other open protocols, but I could not find any communication protocol between these suppliers, because there is nothing, they don't talk to each other. So that is the difficulty we are facing to integrate all these things. And everyone says they have the better system for predictive maintenance. And so we have many systems, so how to integrate all these things? So if anyone can answer.
So maybe I want to give an answer here. You're absolutely right. So integration is two-way. That means integrating data from the plant into the system, into this statistical process control, data analytics, whatever. But the way out is also very important. The way out into the existing infrastructure is most often a little bit more complicated. It depends on the type of data we are talking about. But nevertheless, there are options to go out with the data to some other system by means if there are simple values or something like this, to databases, maybe a Pi system or whatever. Another thing is, which is also an integration, if you have, for example, a headquarter with a lot of experts and you have 10 plants you want to observe, then it could also be an integration to the top. That means a fleet-wide monitoring solution or something like this, which comes on top of these isolated systems in the plant. So there are many, many options, and of course you are right, choose wisely that you have open systems, not only from the input, but as well to the output. Yes, we provide something like this.
Okay, thank you all. I think with your reply, we'll break for lunch, right?
No, there is a third approach to this, which also as a, let me say, Automation Industries Association, we try to propagate. There are now standards for HMI programming or displays or the way HMIs are made. For example, all packaging machines now they have a standard called PackML. Okay? So irrespective of who is the manufacturer, the look and feel of the HMI, the look and feel of the reports are standardized, and therefore the operator is not each time challenged to learn a new thing. This is the third way of looking at this. It does not help with your historian and so on, but for the operators, it is a comfort and a convenience, and it does not lead you into a, let me say, vendor lock-in. Yeah.
Thanks, Shriram. But still give me a question to Milind. I'll get the replies from Milind. I thank all the speakers for the morning day session and all the delegates for staying patiently. We break for lunch and we reassemble at 2 o'clock.